Welcome back to the course, guys. My name's Christian Buddy, and I'm excited to present to you this lecture. And you're not required to take many notes on this lecture. It's more of a description-based lecture, and we're going to explore career pathways. And this is going to be just an introduction to all the career pathways we can have by learning T-SQL. So let's go into the next slide. Okay, so learning objectives for this lecture: explore potential job pathways. We're going to do a round-the-world salary comparison of all the different job pathways. What is an analyst? So I've left a bit of that X for mysterious reasons, and I'm going to explain that later on in the lecture. Job opportunities. So, as I mentioned in lecture number 1, I've geared this course towards someone who wants to enter in that analyst space. And the reason although these roles may differ, I believe that there's a lot of similarities between all these type of roles, whether it be data, reporting, or business analyst. And they pay quite well for entry-level roles. And I believe they all require some level of interaction with a database. So once you gain more experience, more knowledge, you can move into a database administrator type role or SQL developer. Now, data scientist is somebody who has a specialization in mathematics or science per se. So learning T-SQL will give you a good foundation if you do need to use that in your day-to-day career. Data warehouse engineer, and so most large organizations hold some sort of data warehousing system, and you need to be able to query with that. So obviously learning T-SQL will give you a good stead in doing so. What is an analyst? So there are many definitions on the internet, and this is one that I found particularly interesting. So someone who has hands-on knowledge and experience with tools and techniques for analysis, data manipulation, and presentation. Quite simple. And in the job domain, there's a lot of analyst type roles, and I've decided to merge reporting, business, and data analyst. Although on a specific level they may differ, but on a higher level I believe they all have some sort of similarity, and they may require interaction with a database. So I'm going to provide to you a skill set that would look impressive on your resume and I believe would be required to enter into this analyst type role. So you obviously need to have some level of knowledge about querying, and I guess most organizations would be using SQL as their language. I wouldn't know too many that wouldn't be. You need to have, and the issue, or not really the issue, but the piece of awareness that you need to have is there's different variations of SQL, and I know Oracle has different syntaxes and Postgres also has different syntaxes, so you just need to be aware of that. I believe if you learn SSMS, it'll give you a good base, and you can always adapt your knowledge and your syntax level based on the environment that you're in. And learning T-SQL is a good foundation for that. So you need to have awareness of reporting softwares such as SSRS, Power BI is very popular, Tableau, and Excel. And Excel is so overlooked, but I think it's good to be able to put together a nice looking spreadsheet. If you want to go crazy, put in macros or advanced capabilities into that. Having knowledge in cloud is always helpful as well on your resume, and especially DevOps. You can always build a free account on Azure, and you can take a lot of tutorials and learn a lot about that. AWS, I think you can sign up for a free trial and you can learn more about that. And just be careful if you do that they will charge you. So just be mindful of that. But it's always good to have that little bit of background knowledge in cloud. Programming, it's not an absolute must, but obviously, if you had this skill set, you would really shine on your resume. Python, R. And I just want to recount that you should be mastering at least one of these things. You can't be an absolute whiz in all of them. I mean, you could, but it will take a long time. So for example, I mean, if you want to master SQL, T-SQL, you're in the right place here. You're in the starting steps of that. And it takes quite some time to master one thing. You shouldn't jump from one language to another quickly, because you need to build that strong foundation and strong knowledge that will be with you for the rest of your life. All right, so this is going to be a fun part of the lecture. We're going to go through salary comparisons around the world. So I'm not going to tell you the country right to the end. And I've performed all this research on Indeed.com in the specific country code. So you can do so in your own time if you're curious. So let's jump into it. The job market 2022. So this is just a table that I've put together. Business analyst at the top, years of experience. You can see there more years of experience will give you more money. It's quite a simple formula, and anyone can guess which country this is from. You can see the job market there may give it away. So this is from the United States, and this is all in USD dollars. Let's jump to the next country. So the job market isn't as strong in this country. And quite a similar looking table we can see here. Obviously the formula prevails, more experience, more money. And can anyone guess the country? Canada. So this is from Canada. This is what the salary expectations are looking like. So let's go to the next country. Job market is a little bit stronger in the 9,000 region. I've only included 2 rows here in this one because I think it's quite similar from the previous slide. Can anyone guess the country? It is, drum roll please, Australia. So I'm from Australia, so hopefully there's no bias there, but as you can see, the business analyst senior, that 170,000 is quite excessive. I was a bit shocked when I saw that. So that's just something to think about. Maybe if you want to move to Australia, I'm not too sure, but something to think about. And total number of jobs, 8,424. Here we are. So this is the United Kingdom, and you can see the salary that is in pounds, so obviously not as high as the previous slides. Conclusion. So we learned what an analyst is, and as mentioned, this course will prime you towards that analyst domain. And incremental development, always continually develop yourself. And if you have no experience, this is a good starting base. We touched on the salary. Obviously, more experience equals more dollars. And we're getting you to that good salary at the moment. By watching this course, you're really leveling up your skills. Thank you once again for your attention, and I'll see you in the next lecture.